Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in this world. Since this channel reaches all the way around the world and we pull in viewers from all different places, I look at my analytics and I'm just amazed at all the places, all the different countries, all the different walks of life of people that are gathered together on this channel. Of course, the bulk is from US and Canada, a lot in UK, a lot in Australia, New Zealand, all those places that, you would commonly expect, for this genre. But then it goes far beyond that, and of course other places like the Netherlands, Sweden, man, just so many places. We have viewers in Puerto Rico, we have viewers in Costa Rica. I mean, I can just name and name, but the amazing places is like how many we have out of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, or Qatar, according to how somebody wants to pronounce it, Indonesia. Of course, there's some expats in Thailand watching, and there is some Thailanders watching. They comment, they write me. Sometimes they're shy to write in the comment section, so what they'll do is email me, because I guess if there's like writing with some broken English or something, they don't want to be criticized in the comment section, so they'll just write me privately. I get a lot of private messages through email, which sometimes makes me a little sad, because I wish that those comments would land in the comment section to where others can see and know and learn from the conversations. But I understand some people just want to be private. But I get viewers from African nations, Cameroon, Niger, and not no scammers either. Like people watching, I guess some of them came on board when they see me doing the solar stuff and Felicity batteries. Now Felicity is big on their inverters and batteries throughout African nations, so I'm sure that's probably what brought some of those in to begin with. Some of them, they're just curious about life here and everything, I get quite a few from South Africa. It's just amazing to me, all the places, man. Nassau, I could just go on and on, all down through South America. It is just amazing how a little channel like this can pull together so many different people from so many different places. My mind's kind of thinking at the same time of people that's wrote me and says, I'm from Ecuador. Somebody lost an earring and I just found it. Yeah, one of them girls. Might be Melinda. Wow. Squirrel. So anyway, just want to share that. I really appreciate you guys, all guys, gals, men, women, all of you. And I'm very open about things, so I'll tell you that there for a while, Melinda kind of dropped off being in videos. Wasn't no problem or anything. She just kind of got caught up in other things and doing her thing, and just had kind of dropped out of it. Then all of a sudden, she informed me that she had been recording video and she wanted me to share her video. Now, some of you may not know, but Melinda had her own channel, and she, was already, picking up a good bit of subscribers. But Melinda did not like to edit. She did not like to edit at all. And she's a bit ADD. I'm ADD, but she's on a whole different level of ADD. And her attention span and trying to learn something new, it literally gave her a headache. So I found that I'm just the one editing her videos. Now that doubled my workload, and let me tell you, that can be a workload. So I said, man, and her videos were a lot more difficult at the time for me to edit, because I'm still trying to teach her about, holding the camera still, not buzzing around too much, and she's improved greatly. And I've been teaching Gila, our niece, to to video, and she's been shooting a lot of Melinda's video a lot of times. She is such a sweetheart, and it's nice to teach those kids things, you know. And July started with recording a little bit of stuff with me before, and then she jumped over with as she calls her, Mama Melinda. And that's so cool, and I've just really enjoyed incorporating their footage into the vlog. And it's actually a pleasure for me to edit, because I just love all them so much that even while I'm editing the footage, it makes me smile, and I'm enjoying it and seeing it for the first time, just same as you guys. And I really enjoy that, and I'm glad Melinda's all back on board with everything. And I guess she just had a little video burnout for a while, right? But she's a great person. So and all that being said, it has brought our demographics on a different move again. So before, we had a pretty good bit of women watching this channel before, and we had like some younger age groups watching it before. But then as Melinda wasn't appearing as much and the kids wasn't appearing as much, it started leaning the demographics over to just older audience of 40 up, especially a lot from 55 to 70, around in there, and started leaning just strongly male. And here recently, we've been picking all the way back up like we were before, that we're catching people all the way back to their teens. All the way back to their teens, we're catching viewers now. And the demographics on the women are picking up also, and the age group sliding back to the middle more. Now it's sliding back down to where the median age is in the 30s and in the 40s instead of all the way at the top. So I just want to tell you, all of you, I appreciate you very much. I do. We're just here showing our family, our life, living on the beach, building a business, building my wife and her family a future for even after I'm gone, but for while I'm here too, because I'm not planning on laying down and taking that old dirt nap anytime soon. But I enjoy this. I enjoy building. I love it. It's my passion. I love rebuilding old things. I like repurposing old things. I don't like just to discard and waste. Philippines is a perfect country for me for that. And that's pretty much what we do. We kind of mix it up and show our traveling going out, whether it be by car, by boat, by motorcycle now, or whatever it is. We like to share it. We like to share the sights along the way when we get out of here. But the most part is we show building, repairing, and our lives, and a little bit of culture. So thank you all very much, and let's get on with this day. So the first thing that's been happening is that Miller's brother-in-law right here, this is my little niece, the little small girl, this is her mama's brother right here. He's been here climbing up and cleaning the coconut trees. So you got all this mess here on the ground everywhere. He's cleaning every coconut tree right now. We're getting all the old dead stuff off of it, the old coconuts off, leaving just the young coconuts, and just give them a good old cleaning, and believe it or not, get rid of any rat's nest and all. And man, he's been climbing that tree like a pro, boy. He listened to me. He knows what I'm saying. I've known him for years now. He's a very nice gentleman. Very nice gentleman. So that's what's been going on. I've got the guys up over here putting up some bamboo poles. I started this yesterday with them, yesterday evening, and about the last 30-40 minutes of the day. I'll take you over here and show you that. So what we're doing right here along by this little fence is these little poles. We're putting up a couple like little small bicubos, not closed in or nothing, just like a bench and a little table and a simple little nipa roof. We're doing two of them here side by side. They're not very deep. It's not for a group to rent or nothing like that. It's just gonna be like a little nook with some plants and stuff, maybe like that out there growing up in between them, some landscaping in between them and around. And we're going to just have a little place you can just sit out here and watch those sunrises and watch those sunsets, sit at a little table, have your coffee, eat a little food, whatever you want to do. A little shade over your roof, you know, a little shade over your roof, a little shade over your head. And you know, if it don't matter if it's a little rain or mist going on or just hot and sunny or whatever, a little place to sit down and take a break. So we're putting these in with that really thick bamboo that should last for years to come. That thick, heavy bamboo. And this is right on top of those gabion cages. So that's what's happening right there. So we're just kind of getting it all set right now. Meanwhile, Miller, which is one of my brother-in-laws, and Joel, they're going up to pick up some material. Miller's going to get some sacks of cement. He dropped off Joel at a little small lumber place right up street here from me. I normally don't go to, but I just need a couple of items right now and need them quick. So he dropped off Joel to get some little 2x2s made there at that place while he goes down and gets cement, and then the same tricycle will circle back by there and load up those few pieces of 2x2 also, so we can finish the last frame out on the walls in there for that little CR. Also, Joel was already working this morning on setting his forms here to make more of these little concrete pads. Not only we use these to build on, but we use them for walking paths also. And so he's doing a few more of those. I need to make a run to City Hardware and pick up a couple plumbing parts that I can't get just at the local hardware here. I want to get a toilet flange. So I want that one that's plastic and goes in, you can screw it down to the floor, and then your wax ring goes on top of that. And the little local places don't carry them because, you know, Filipinos a lot of times, they won't even use a toilet flange. They will mix up cement mortar like mix, dump a big old clump of it on the floor, and they will set the toilet on there. And how that don't get in there and smash and go into the pipe, I don't know. Then if you ever need to pull the toilet, you got to literally pretty much break the toilet to get it back out. I don't understand that practice. I don't get it, and I don't do it. So before, you couldn't even really hardly find an O-ring or a gasket, but now you can easily get the wax rings here and even the good rubber rings here now too that are reusable. And now they sell flanges here in these big stores, so I'll go up and get a flange. But just the reason I'm telling that story so you understand a little bit how things are done here.
Diyan nga ang basuran pang hula ko. So this one is the taro roots, or what you call this one? Taro, but takway. We call this one takway. It is a taro root. And I'm going to cook this one adobo style. And of course, if you cook that one, you need to add this shrimp paste. Now that food is for me though. But this one here, while I'm cooking that one, I'm preparing my pork. So I'm going to cook this one as a pork steak for James because I know you don't like to get that taro roots because there's a bagong.
So we have the vanity here in the CR now with the mirror. We need to wire up those little LED lights up there on the top on it. The power is nearby right there. That'll be pretty easy to do. But it's all functioning and looks very good in here now. That sink is so heavy and we bolted it in well to the wall. Miss Gila didn't have school today. Another day out. So I think she's fixing to clean her messy room because it looks like a bomb went off in here. Yeah. Teenagers. The teenage life.
There's a lot of hair.
There is a lot of hair.
But not mine, that's like
All of you dark-haired girls, you, Leica, Melinda in here with you always. Yeah.
not mine.
So this is the finishing of my adobo. Takway adobo. The roots of taro. And this one here, I cook this one like we call this pork steak with mushroom sauce. And I add a big chunk of mushroom there. And some onion and cream of mushroom. That's it. And pork.
Well, I've got this little pressure pump right here. It's a little inline pump that's going up there on my solar water heater. The solar water heater, the one I bought, it does not use pressure. You don't take like a pressurized pump like from a well and we got a pressure tank and all and we're running like 40 something PSI of water pressure. You don't push that water pressure like that into that solar heater. It's a non-pressure tank. So it's supposed to go in there at a very low pressure like a gravity feed, and it's got a little float valve, a little small tank on top with a little float valve in it. When it fills up, well, then it shuts the water off. But if it's high pressure, that float valve's not made to hold back high pressure, and the seals in the tank are not made to hold back high pressure. So we went ahead and put the gravity water tank back up on top. We built a place on the house to have a couple of them up there. And so you've seen in a previous video, we put it back up there and we started filling that with water again, and that's just strictly to supply water to that solar heater. Now you can buy pressurized solar heaters, but they are many times more the price too. Many times more the price. Now the next problem that I ran into, and I'm sharing this because I'm learning as we go along here also, okay, is that now on the cold water side, as I said, we're running about 40 PSI. But then on the hot water side, with it being just gravity fed, it's probably not even putting out no more than 5 PSI. So on those shower valves and at the sinks, if you turn that valve to the middle where it's going to blend the water part hot, part cold, the cold pressure is pushing back across through the valve at the faucet, and it's pushing back and it's holding back the hot water. It's holding back and back feeding pressure up because it's greater, many times greater than what the hot water side is. And you can turn it just to the hot water side only and you'll get warm water to come out very slowly, very slowly. In fact, because it's at such a low pressure, you got to wait for a while at that lower pressure for the water to even make it down to the bottom rooms. So in some diagrams I found, it showed that you could put a optional pressure pump in line right here, and you put it on the output side of the solar heater, and that way there's still no pressure in the tank, but you're extracting that hot water on out of there and putting pressure into the line. So let me show you here. So this is a lot like the pumps back in the US, like in the RVs, like in the campers, like popular brands like SureFlow and all. And this was made out of China, of course. And of course you can see right off the bat, it's got really great spelling of copper, 100%. So maybe it isn't 100% since I don't know what that is. It's supposed to be copper, just a joke there. But it's the reality of the them trying to cross over the language. But this one is, of course, for 220, not for 110, and not for 12 volt or anything like that. It's for a single phase 220. All right, so this here is a pressure switch right here, and it plugs in on it here, so that when it builds up pressure in the line, this will automatically shut off. Okay, and then when you turn on the valve and the water's flowing, it senses the pressure drop and it kicks right back on. So this will only be using power when the hot water is running. Now I added this on here, and what this is a one-way gate. It's a gate valve, so that way the cold can never push backwards on this and feed cold water backwards through into the tank. It shouldn't anyway, but just in case there's still a pressure differentiation in there, I put this just for the heck of it, so no back feeding going on. It's got a little flapper in there, and so it can only push out, but if anything greater tries to push back, it won't allow it. So that's what that is. He's getting the copras here now. Check out his little tool for pulling that copras. Man, they make every tool they need. Can I see your tool right there? Let me see your tool. You see, man, they'll make that. It's a piece of rebar steel, flattened, hammered out, hardened, make a handle. That's some rubber like tire inner tube, man. They know how to do it. Man, look at him just work that right out of there. Perfect. Now they're going to dry this out to make cooking oil. So it's got a lot of water content right now, so they'll lay it out and it'll dehydrate down, and then this will go to a place that'll process that, and they'll extract all that oil, basically like probably like a grinding and squeezing process, and make coconut cooking oil. So we found a place that we're going to put this in line, and we're going to put it in line right here. And what we're going to do is take this piece of ceramic tile, make a bridge right here like a platform, and then we're going to put this pump right on top of that. And he's going to get another tube of construction adhesive right now, and we're just going to use that to bond this down on top of this metal here, and that way there's something non-corrosive sitting here, so we decided to use tile. We don't have any other metal or anything, and we'll have it across here. Sorry for that wind. It is really windy up here right now, and we'll still have to make a little cover over this, but this will be up and any of the water can still drain off the roof right underneath that. And we'll put it in line. He's got to shorten that over there. You'll have to cut it and put a coupler in, and then we'll get all this moved forward and get it right in line. Then we'll have to run an electrical circuit, but this works out great because right underneath there is a heating element, and I needed to get that heating element wired up as well. And so we run a circuit up here. We can have power. I can put like an outdoor box or something right on the side of this thing, and we can have power for the pump and for the heating element all off of one circuit, because that pump don't hardly pull nothing. So we're up here with this pump. You got it installed right here. We hadn't turned it on yet. We're going to check it for leaks here, and then we're going to hook power to it and see if it performs. So you got the water onto it there right now, so no leak, huh? Don't see none yet. Let's plug this thing. Is this power cord still plugged in? Let's plug it up and give it a test. It fits kind of loose in that. So we turn it here, and then we'll probably have to let the air out down below. But a little learning lesson here. When I'd heard about this before, and it can happen, it's just a simple mistake. But listen, when you put this PPR on, you can't force it, like get it too hot too long and then push it in too far, because what you'll do is close up the hole. And we wouldn't get any water down, and I asked Mock, so it was getting water before, why not now? And he made a classic mistake that we've heard of others doing. He pushed that down too much. And let me see if I can get this camera in there. Let's see. And see, it pushed all of that in, all that melted plastic, and it closed the hole. See that down in there? Turn the light on there and you can see a little bit more, but right there. Now, I don't mean that he did something really bad or anything. This is just a mistake that can happen, and the only reason I'm showing it is for you all to watch out. Don't push those down too tight. They get this too hot, holding it too long, and then push down real hard and it would melt in. So I'm gonna send him down luckily with just a drill bit, and he's gonna drill that out, and we should have flow again. I might need him to look at the one on the other side and see if he restricted it some too while we're already here. So I just took the other one apart and it's partially restricted too. So I'm gonna need to bring his drill up here and drill that one out also from this side, because it is not completely closed, but it is restricted, and that's gonna starve the flow. Well, I got those both drilled out. Well, here's the cold water now. And I'm gonna switch it over here to hot water now. Looks like the pressure is about the same. Ooh, it's hot too. Mama said, oh, we need some coffee grounds now. Yeah. So that should make for a nice shower now. Up and down these stairs. Up and down. 4 stories up. The 2nd floor. Now I'm heading around to the 3rd floor. This is number 3. Now heading for number 4. Now up to the 4th. Well, we got the hot water flowing, so it was definitely those blockages where he pushed that PPR down too hard when you fuse that together, and it made it swell that end close. You know, trying to teach these guys and turn them loose. I have done probably 90% of the fittings on this property myself using that tool and them assisting me. If you get that pipe too hot and you press it on that fitting too long, it will roll that end and close, and he had sealed it shut. And then as far as the little water pump, the pressure pump, man, that thing is working great. At first it was just pumping, and it was working, but the pump wasn't turning off on the pressure like it was supposed to. We continued to bleed some air out of the lines, and once we got all that air out, it pressured up and it's turning off just fine now. But we're going to keep an eye on it and make sure it continues. But it did apply a lot of pressure down, that now there is super good hot water. It seems to be super good hot water down there in those rooms. And that's going to be great and great for our customers. But we're continuing to work the bugs out, and that's another bug I think that's got worked out. So I'm happy for that.